What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Her Lounge podcast. This podcast is brought to you by the one and only Her Apparel. Guys, still having a bunch of sales, so don't forget to go on there and shop. I think I'm going to do a mystery box, so stay tuned for that one. I'll keep y'all posted on that. And then, as always, don't forget, you can use Thanks15 at checkout to get 50% off your order. So go ahead and do that and come support your girl. And then I just want to update you guys on a few of the pop-ups that I have coming up this weekend. When you guys hear this episode or it drops, I will be Saturday at the Go Tejano Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Go Tejano Fashion Show. So I'll be at the pop-up there. That one is private, so I don't know how that one works, to be honest with you guys. But then there is the one happening on October 14th. It's called Sweet Like Pan Dulce. It'll be on the Esplanade on Navigation. So come out, guys. Come support other local businesses. And, fall is here, y'all. It's October, officially the best month of the year. Just saying. And your girl turns 42 this Sunday. So, there goes that. 42 this year. You guys know before we get started, I like to start with a positive quote. We all have past. We all made choices that maybe weren't the best ones. None of us are completely innocent, but we get a fresh start every day to be a better person than we were yesterday. So, I just want to say, we get a new day every day to start over. So if it was shitty yesterday, just remember every day is a new day. So kick it off. So I was in Vegas all weekend like a rock star. And Lord knows I was hurting this morning to wake up. Penny barely made it to school because I pressed snooze I don't know how many times. What an irresponsible mother I was. But I was like, oh my God, get up. We got to go. So it was full of activities from the minute we landed to the last minute to when we left. It was crazy. So Juan, did you get to watch the fight at all?
Yeah, we watched the fight here, actually. Israel had it, and he put it on the projector, so we were watching it.
Oh, that's funny. What did you think?
I honestly, I didn't know what to think, because, the way they were talking, the pre-fight, it was Charlo, because, okay, so if you look at just what they were saying, I was, concerned for Canelo, because whenever he was talking, he was like, I just want to prove to him, and I was like, that's not good. You're not even talking about winning, dog. And then when you hear Charlo, he's always like, I'm going to win. I don't care what he thinks about me. I'm going to win. And then you watch the fight and you're like, oh, none of his punches are hurting Canelo at all. And I was like, oh my God, he's walking right through him. I know Charlo technically is the smaller fighter moving up 2 weight classes. But geez, it was like he had to punch extra hard, and when he punched extra hard, it was like, oh, I can't sustain this. I can't
believe that him being taller than Canelo is lighter than Canelo, right? He fights lighter than Canelo usually does. But it was funny because as Canelo has gotten older, he's gotten thicker. In a good way, not a bad way.
Thicker like a Snickers.
Thicker like a Snicker. He looked good out there. I mean, he was fit. I mean, even when he was kind of doing this, I mean, his abs, I mean, for me, it was his back, right here, his lats. Oh my God. I mean, it was so defined. It was crazy. I was like, damn, he put in some work, but it was funny because I guess I hadn't seen this part. And, my husband, all he does is do Canelo skits. So, yeah. But he said that, Charlo had said something about I'm going to be a lion or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to fight he said, well, I guess I don't know what animal I have to be. But the way, he talks, it's funnier, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't see that part, so I thought it was hilarious. Okay, so we went to the weigh-in, okay? At the weigh-in, it was pretty badass. All his family was right there in the front, and we got to see the whole thing. It was pretty dope. But I don't know if it was a joke, but his daughter handed him a little plush toy. It was a lion, and she was handing it to him. So I don't know if it was a joke. I really don't know, if his fam, what happened
Wouldn't
there.
Wouldn't it be funny if, the daughter's, the trash talker? The
it was,
give this to him,
Yeah,
Dad.
I was I don't know what that was about, but it was so cute because the daughter was handing Canelo, little plush toy, and it was a lion. And then I remember Pete telling me that he had said like something about like he was going to be a lion. And then I have to watch that because I got to see Canelo's reaction when he says, well, I don't know what animal I got to be then. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was hilarious to me. But, well, I'm going to say I think so shout out to Big Boy on the radio who had my husband out there to perform at Vegas, and that was great. I got to meet Tiffany Haddish, Michael Blackson. It was really cool, like super duper cool. And it's so funny because Pete and Tiffany Haddish were like talking. I was like, oh, finally, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't really like anytime. I mean, it's not the first time we've met like celebrities. But I always kind of stand back because I don't like to seem like a groupie. I don't like to ask for pictures, right? So then Pete says, let's get a picture, right? He tells Tiffany. And so she's like, yeah, let's do it. And so I'm like sitting back. I'm the one taking the picture, right? And then I'm like just looking. And then Pete's like, you want to take a picture with her? And I don't know what to say. I'm like embarrassed because I don't want to like seem like I really do want to take a picture, but I didn't want to like seem like a groupie. So I said, I look like I want to take a picture, don't I? I broke out into like a joke mode because I didn't know what else to do. I was like, I look like I want to take a picture, don't I? I look like a groupie, right? It's just like, come on, girl. And she was adamant that she knew me. I was like, no, you don't. Like, she's like, you don't live in LA? I said, I do not live in LA. She goes, I feel like I know you. Like, I've seen you somewhere. I don't know where I've seen you. And I was like, I don't think so. I was like, but hey, I'll be your friend. I told her, and so the picture that I took with her, I'm like really laughing and she's normal because I'm so nervous because I didn't know what to say because I felt like such a groupie I felt like I was put on the spot, like want to take a picture with her. And I was like, yeah. And I like put my purse down immediately, I didn't ask Michael Blackson, but let me tell you what was funny about that. So we rolled up in Lowriders. Oh. We also went to the Lowrider show, by the way.
I saw that. I was like, they picked you up at the airport with Lowriders.
No, not at the airport. It was at the hotel. From the hotel to the weigh-in, we went to, when they picked us up at the hotel, from the airport, bro, they picked us up in like a brand new, like Lincoln, what is the suburb, whatever that thing is. It was huge. And that shit talks to you. I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay. So we got picked up first. And first of all, the driver, I was not expecting the driver to like that, but he had tattoos, like even on his head. He was like, I thought I was going to get this guy in a suit, right? And he's in a t-shirt. He's all trendy looking. He's got all the tats. He's like really hip and shit. And so he takes us to the hotel. Anyway, it was funny though, because we got there so early. We thought, we didn't know, I guess, we did know about the Lowrider show, but she didn't mention it anymore. The person that I was dealing with didn't mention it anymore, so I didn't really know what was up with that. Long story short, me and Pete already checked into our hotel, right? First of all, this room, y'all. So if you're not following me on YouTube, you need to go follow me, because wait till you see my my vlog from this weekend. I'm not done editing it. So they put us in this huge ass room for Pete and I. So it was this huge dining table, this like bar. I guess people that are like into like entertaining after your events or your partying or whatever. It's dope because you can kind of sit around and drink and like kind of, but that's not what Pete and I do. We we're not party animals anymore. So it was like we had this huge room and it was funny because it was so, I didn't mean to spit shit, what the hell? And I said, damn, I'm like getting really excited about the story. And it was funny because we didn't have I was like, what do we do with all this space? I was like, you stand over there. It had two bathrooms. Like it was ginormous, this suite. And so anyway, when we get there to check in, Michael Blackson is literally next to us. And I told Pete, I was like, oh my God, that's Michael Blackson right next to us, right? Mm-hmm. And so then he's like, yeah. And so we're both like trying to act like we don't whatever. So now it's time for us to go to the Lowrider, to the weigh-in the Lowriders, right? And so Michael Blackson is outside with his girlfriend, who is like made up from head to toe. And here I am. I'm like, we're going to weigh-in. It's hot as balls outside. I'm like wearing tennis shoes, like looking as, like I don't look like a mess, but I'm also not all dolled up because we're about to be outside and it's hot as hell. This girl was looking cute as ever, high boots, little shorts, just all made up, big boobs, the whole, she's been worked on. But, she looked good, but she's been worked on, She looks good because she was been worked on. So Anyway, we get over there. He's all Versace'd out, his entire suit. Michael Blackson's wearing like a whole Versace suit with the Versace shoes. I mean, like African King look. Like that was his thing. Mm-hmm. And so we're out there. I know he's hot as balls because it's hot. It's scorching hot out there. So then I don't know where the miscommunication happened to where the lowriders left. So we didn't have a ride back and everybody was going to have to ride in this minivan. So I told the girls, like, don't worry about it. I said, we'll catch our own Uber because I could tell she was having a hard time finding everybody, like, so that everybody could go back. So we're waiting for this Uber at the MGM. And I guess Michael Blackson too, kind of like, I think we all kind of separated because I don't think we could find, I mean, people started leaving, so it got really chaotic, okay? So then we see them come out and Pete's like, you want to ask them if they want to ride with us? I'm like, okay. Well, I don't know if he thought that I had gone this like Lincoln, like the black truck or whatever. Yeah. That wasn't ours. Our Uber was behind it. It was a Tesla. And so he's like, oh yeah, that's what's up. And I said, do y'all want to ride with us? And he's like walking. I'm like, no, we're behind. We're behind this truck. It's like, oh. I said, we have a small car. I was like, so I don't know. I said, I get it if y'all don't want to ride with us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we do not have Michael Blackson money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not spending $100 just to ride in this black, SUV, So he gets in with us and they're riding with us, him and his girlfriend. So Pete's in the front seat. Michael Blackson's in the back with the girlfriend and myself. And we're just kind of talking, but check this out. This is what tripped me out. I asked him, I said, I was just trying to make conversation because I was in the back with them, and me, I talk to everybody. And so I'm just like, so when does your tour end? His tour never ends. Yeah. He tours year round. He does, like, we take a break November, December to start planning and getting shit together for the following year. And he said he does not stop. He takes 1 week off a month. And that's it. That's all he gets. And then it's back on the road. So he pretty much hits Thursday through Sunday. But then we met his tour manager, which Pete knew him from, I forgot where he had met him before. And he was telling us that sometimes he sells out like so many tickets, like for that weekend, Thursday through Sunday, that they end up having to add a Wednesday. Then a Wednesday will sell out. They got to add a Tuesday. A Tuesday will sell out. So then they do a Monday. I don't think I've ever been to a comedy show on Monday. He says sometimes he'll have to be there Monday through Sunday doing shows back to back because they all sell out. Sometimes it's 3 shows a night. You know what I'm saying? Back to back. But bro, I had never seen him perform. I've seen him on movies. I had never, my God. I mean, it was ridiculous. Like, beef in his stand-up from beginning to end. There was never that was lame or like, It was never a chuckle. You know what I'm saying? It was a loud laugh from everybody. From the minute he jumped on to the minute he got off. I never heard one silence from anybody.
He's a crazy writer, like a crazy writer. Like his joke writing is ridiculous. It
has to be.
It's ridiculous. And then to tighten it up after that, like it's one thing to write the jokes, and then it's another thing to perform them and to have it so tight that it just like comes off like naturally. Like that's what the crazy part is.
I mean, to watch him perform was insane. A black audience is a very hard audience. I just want, if you're not familiar, if you're not really like don't understand comedy, Hispanics are good people. I think we're nice to each other because we want to support one another, right? So I think sometimes we support comics that aren't really funny, but because we want to support each other, right? We kind of like, okay. The black culture don't give a F. If you suck, they're going to let you know it in the audience, probably. They're either going to talk, they're going to boo you, or they're not going to like be entertained. They'll walk out, go to the restroom, do whatever it is. So I'm not going to lie to y'all. I was nervous for my husband, not because he's not funny, but because this is a different audience for us.
It could be an unforgiving audience. If you guys don't know, if anybody listening to Marisol's podcast, if you guys don't know how black crowds are like crazy, check out any of the 90s Def Comedy Jams
Yes.
The Apollo, that was one of the most vicious crowds.
Yeah, the Apollo
because
especially.
they will heckle you, but they'll heckle you to the point where they're funnier than you.
Yeah, basically.
And get you off the stage.
Yes, facts.
They will eat you alive.
Eat you alive. So y'all, they will tell you straight up if you're not funny or not. So anyway, he got. I was so proud of him. He did an amazing job on. I was from the side of the stage. I had already thought like, and for some reason, I always feel he kills when it's not his show. Not saying he doesn't kill at his own shows, but I think he puts way more pressure on himself when it's his show, when it's his night, when he's the headliner, versus when he's just coming in to do his job. Like he's just going to be performing, and he doesn't have to worry about anything or no one or nothing, right? He kills. I feel like he's killed it every time he's been a feature or he's been a guest appearance for anybody, right? And he killed. Again, his facial expressions.
How much time did you get?
15, but he went over by 3 minutes. And I kept Eric was like giving him the light, and I was like, oh my God, okay, I got this. So I said, hold on a second. So I got my phone. I was like, I already know how to wave to all you guys so y'all can get my attention, you know? And so I did it, and he saw me, and he was like, finished. I already knew he was wrapping up because I already know, you know his bit. I know his bits. So I knew he was wrapping up, but I wanted him to know, like, you got to hurry up. And then he saw because he put a timer on his phone, and he said, shit, I went over by 3 minutes. I said, I know. I said, I kept they were lighting you wouldn't see it. I said, then they sent a guy on stage to like distract him so he could kind of like look to the left, but he never did because he was so into his zone. You know what I'm saying? So he only went over by 3 minutes. No one said nothing. He was fine. But he killed, and then
It's 15 minutes of fire. That's why it's killed. It's just all.
Yeah. So it was all meat from the get-go. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so then after the show, there was an after party. And so everybody was coming up to him, wanting to take a picture. Hey, I want to follow you. Where can I find you? Oh my God, you were so funny. What's your name again? So these were people that had never heard of him because it's a brand new audience for him. Chingy Blingy. Okay, even my envelope that they paid Chingo with said Chingy.
God.
Yeah, Chingy, guys.
Come on, man.
It said Chingy. I'm not gonna lie. It did.
Dang.
And so so everybody was like just like shaking his hand, asking for pictures after the show, at the after party. So it was really cool, just to see him in a different element. Just to see my husband perform in this type of environment was really fucking cool. I know I sound like a groupie, but I am a groupie of my husband. So, but it was really dope. The place, though, Juan, is beautiful. So it's a theater inside this hotel, which is crazy. And I think the guy said they can seat 1,500, but then when they're standing for like a concert, it's like way more people. So it was not fully packed out, but there was so much happening in Vegas. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about a little bit, because Vegas is an opportunity for business, y'all, big time. So the Sphere just finished being built. Have you seen what that looks like? So it's this big dome like this, and they have a projector.
T-Mobile?
It's no. This is called the Sphere. They just built it a year ago. And U2 was performing Friday night. And you got to look it up, guys. If y'all have not seen this thing, it was a big deal. The first opening day was Friday. It's trippy. So you're in this big, huge sphere, right? And the screen in the back, maybe I can send you a video, Juan, that you can put on here for those watching on YouTube, that you can put whatever screen behind, and you're just watching this craziness happen. And then they're also building for the Formula 21. I mean, they are under construction. There's people that are excited about it because obviously it's going to bring more business to a lot of the hotels. There's a lot of people that are locals that are pissed about it. So that's like kind of like a 50-50 right now happening over there. But man, I mean, it's just like craziness. And then I found out that Wise Guys built another comedy club out there. So yeah, so now they have 2 comedy clubs out. So one's closer to where there's like shopping strips and like casinos nearby. and then the one that's further out, the one that we usually perform at. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But it was like crazy the amount of like, the Virgin Hotel used to be the Hard Rock Hotel. I'd stayed there when it was a Hard Rock, but I don't remember it that well because I stayed there like many years ago when my girlfriend got married. And so, but now it's this crazy, I mean, they have a club in there that they throw concerts now in. Obviously, Virgin bought it, so Virgin Records, you know. So the theater, the VIP section, oh my God, like I just can't really describe it. It's like just a dope ass like experience. Like even if you pop VIP, like it's crazy because VIP is really high up. So you know, VIP usually you want to be like at the floor part, but everybody where it was at the top, it was really cool because it's like super intimate to where like you don't have to mess with going to get a drink. The bar's literally right there behind you. Like there's a person giving it to you. Like, you know, I don't know how much they paid for those tickets, but it was for like family. It was like for friends and family, and then people with money, like these promoters and stuff that were working with the people that were throwing the event. So it was really cool. And then, you know, it was a really cool experience. Pete got to walk the red carpet, so he got to do that. And then, you know, we saw Santa Fe Clan. That's who walked out with Canelo. I was like, shit, I saw them, and I told Pete, oh my God, you gotta go. I was so starstruck to see them that instead of me I had been videotaping the whole time. Him walking down the red carpet, him meeting all these people, and then I get starstruck because I see these little boys, and they're younger than me, but I'm so excited to see them. And I told Pete, I'm like, go shake their hand, go, go, go. And so he goes to go talk to them. And instead of me videotaping, I'm like in awe that he's like going over there, like talking to them. You know what I'm saying? And when I finally realized it, I said, I don't know why I just didn't videotape this. I was just so happy that you were like able to like introduce yourself that I didn't like think to keep recording, you know? So that was that. I don't know. I was kind of upset about the fight, just kind of how boring it was. But when we went to the Canelo fight here, when they was here, I think I paid maybe $200 and some for my tickets. They weren't shitty seats. They were decent. I wasn't on the floor, but they were decent. Good view. Those same seats were probably the seats that they were given to me over there, just right above. That's what I got last time, right above where the floor is, you know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of seats we had. From my understanding, the seats on the floor were going for $8,500, starting at $8,500. So I was like, there was quite a bit of people down there too. I was like, shit, they made a lot of money off of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the celebrities are obviously there. J Balvin was there. Mario Lopez was there. Like, all the celebrities that you could possibly think of were there in the front. So we were like in that area when we first got in, because that's kind of like the VIP section. Then you have to go to your seats if you're not like have the floor seat. So when we first got there, we were in that section. But like, obviously you don't want to be like, hey, can I go take a picture with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't do that. So that was kind of cool to be kind of like just around all that. And it's funny because like I was telling Pete, I was like, it's not like the first time we've been around all these celebrities, but it seemed like there were so many of them all at once. And you know,
and they're geeking out about the fight too.
They're fans too. Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like, it was interesting. The dynamic was interesting. Anyhow, shout out to Jessica with Big Boy, Eric Blake's wife, and she's super nice. And she made sure that we got like the experience there. Like, Chingo got to walk the red carpet, like I said. You know, just being able to meet people and the connections that were able to be made while we were out there was really dope. So it was a really cool experience this past weekend. We got very little sleep, I will say. I was like, holy smokes. I was like, I thought I was going to get to sleep in, because I thought he was only having to do the actual event and the after party, right? And then we knew we were going to go to the fight, but we didn't know that we were going to go do the red carpet part. I thought we were just going to go to the fight, and you know, you just go to the fight and that's it. It was like, hey, y'all got to come down. we got to go because we got to go do the red carpet. I was like, red carpet? I was like, wait, what? I mean, I got cute clothes for Chingo, but I didn't go get him no red carpet shit so he could be elaborate. Like, I didn't go have him look like Chingo Bling. I had him just go look like Dad Chingo Bling. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have Dad Chingo Bling. I didn't have him look like Chingo Bling, like the artist. You know what I'm saying? So it was like,
they're gonna be like, who's that Mexican on the red carpet?
Basically, yes. Because even when people would be like, Chingo Bling? Where the boots? You know, the whole, where's the hat? So
where's the bling?
Yeah, exactly. So it was like, oh my God. I was like, I did not know you were going to work the red carpet. Otherwise, we would have not just bought this. I mean, I wouldn't got him a Canelo Fight shirt, right? We bought one. And then I just got, you know, I mean, he was still dressed decent, but it wasn't like red carpet, you know, affair. But it was all right. You know, it was what it was. We didn't know. And so, but he got to, you know, what is the other guy's name? Aiko, the Asian guy with the long hair that's like a DJ, has produced a bunch of, I think that's his name. Aiko, I don't know how to pronounce Aiko, I think is his name. Anyway, he was there. They chit-chatted a little bit. So that was really cool to see. Oki, there you go. Something like that, right? That's his name? Aoki, there. I knew it was some shit. I don't know. And so he got to meet him. So it was really cool. Like the whole thing was pretty damn dope. The whole weekend was dope. The car show was dope. I had never been to one.
Oh wow!
So I know
he used to do a lot of those, huh? And
I don't know why. I always got the impression that at car shows there was like shootings and stabbings.
I mean, once upon a time, I'm sure there were, but like I think they got better over time.
Yeah, I think so. That's what Pete was saying. He's like they became more family oriented. He's like now it's like families that actually generations who like. So I never went. I think I went to one maybe. Maybe. But what I've always liked about the Lowrider vibe is the fashion. Like that's my favorite. As a person who loves fashion and loves the look, for me, I love the way they like the dressing, like the girls, even the girls, they look so pretty. Like even though they like wear like or what people would chola makeup or whatever they want to call it. Mm-hmm. Man, you should have seen they looked badass. Sat at the show, like at the Lowrider show, like the women looked beautiful. The families, they're really there. Like they spend money. You should have seen these cars. They were beautiful. I mean, bro, and then the guy that drove us to the event, I mean, I want to have him on my podcast. Like I was like talking to him. He'd been in prison. He told me all these stories. I was like, sir, will you be on my podcast? Yeah, ma'am. And that was the funny part. It was like, I was getting the ma'am, you know? And so I was like, he was talking to me and, you know, just like his story about how he went through everything and what he learned in prison and how he's out now. And he got himself an associate's degree in prison. And he's like, I wasn't going to come out here and do the same shit. And, you know, just talked about how, I mean, I just talked to so many people this weekend and it's just like, I love, you know, I'm a chatterbox. Obviously, this is why podcasting is so good for me. This is how I get to talk to everybody. But his story was really interesting. And he was just talking about how, you know, the absence of a father, you know what I'm saying? And how he wasn't there for his oldest kids. And, you know, and he's like, and I've never been a stepfather. He's like, because now the wife that he has now, they have kids together. But she also had, you know, kids of her own. So she's like, you know, he was saying like, you know, I've never been a stepfather. I know what that was like. It's like, that was kind of weird to me. Like they got a dad. So how are we supposed to be friends? Like we supposed to be cool. I didn't really know what to do with that. And, you know, so it was really interesting to see this from this like guy who had been in prison for a hot minute. And he was just just saying about like, he's like, you know, your parents do the best that they can. You know, they don't realize like how important it is to show like affection. They don't realize how important it is to be there. You know, they're just trying to do the best they can and they're doing probably what their parents did for them. You know, they don't know any better. And he was just like, you know, you have so much time when you're in there just to kind of like figure out life. He's like, you know, he was saying how there's just no excuse for anybody. Like after serving so much time for you to get out and not like have learned anything from being in there. He's like, I don't get that. He's like, because he's like, it's not fun. He's like, and so the only thing you can think about is like, shit, I'm just like wasting my life in here. And it's just like, it's just not set up for success. He's like, and you know, I don't know why we think that rolling on the streets and doing shit is cool, and then you end up here, and then no one's there for you anymore, you know what I'm saying, who was supposed to be there for you when you were out, you know? And he was just like, you know, I don't do a lot of the shit that I used to do, and he's like, I just can't see myself doing that again. Just like, man, his whole story was like, bro, like, I need you to be on the podcast. And then the guy who was in charge of like getting everybody together, like the Lowrider shows and everything, his name's Lowe, so shout out to Lowe. So we were talking to him, and he was telling me how God has worked in his life. And he was kind of telling me about God. And I said, no, I know about God. I said, you know what I'm saying? So now we were on a spiritual level talking about God. And here I'm talking to guys with like tattoos on their face, you know what I'm saying? On just telling me how God has moved in their life and how he gave up this. He has a big position in the lowrider, you know, like industry, right? And so he had the opportunity to move to Kansas City to go and do work with like the Lord, you know what I'm saying? And he said, I picked up my family and moved them. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah. He's like, and it's crazy. He's like, it's going 10 times better. He has like lowrider apparel. And so it's doing very well. And it's actually, I know that the lowrider scene is kind of big in like Japan. They love that scene. I don't know if you've ever seen videos of them like really into like the lowrider scene. And so, so he was telling me how their clothes has made it all the way to Japan. And he's like, you know, this is like, I'm like, my clothing brand is actually going up now. He's like, and I decided to kind of shift gears and serve the Lord. And, you know, he's like, but I'm still doing that. He's like, you know, and I just talked to so many interesting people this weekend that I was just like, I want to have you on my podcast. I want to have you on my podcast because they all had such a good like story to tell. You know what I'm saying? And it's all like from how they get their cars. The car that we drove in was passed down from like his wife's family is into lowriders as well. So he was talking about how when he came out, he had no money, he had nothing, right? And so he was like trying to get back on his feet. He's like, but the scene was so cool. He's like, so like somebody let him buy the car like in payments. And it was like his whole story was really dope about how he got into the lowrider scene and how like his girlfriend's family or his wife's family is into it. And their generations of, like, I had no idea that this whole lowrider thing is like a generation thing too. It was cool. It was really cool. Somebody was selling Chola starter kits and Cholo starter kit boxes. They were at the little booths, so that was cool. They were selling they've turned dolls into Chola, into like little mini Cholos, like baby Cholos, and they were so fucking cute. I'm not gonna lie to you, I wanted to buy one so bad because I want to put like a little shelf here of different stuff. And so I was like, oh my God, I'd love to have a little Chola on there because she like had blonde hair and was the best thing ever. I was like, oh my God, I got to do this. I didn't get it because I didn't want to carry it around, but I got her Instagram so I can follow her. So I thought that was dope. Just a bunch of hustlers in there, you know, like most Hispanics, you know, just trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. And, you know, bikes, the cars, the performances were dope. We saw DJ Quick. We saw, they're past, but like their family, it was their Zapp and Rogers family who like were there performing. Kid Frost performed. Chingo got to go up there and introduce DJ Quick with Big Boy, so that was pretty cool too. Yeah, it was pretty damn dope. I ain't gonna lie. They and they put money into them lowrider shows. Like I said, I had no idea because I'd never been to one, but they were dope, like super duper dope. So to conclude all that, it was a pretty damn badass weekend. I had a lot of fun. I'm done for the year with my fun. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot. I'm done with all the fun for the year because it was like, woo! I was like, I have not been back to back. I mean, it was hurry up, go change. We came back from the lowrider show. Said, oh, you gotta be ready by 5. It's 3:30. We haven't eaten anything, by the way. All we had was breakfast. So now I'm like, well, when do I get to eat? And I was like, shit. So we like hurried up and ate. We didn't even get to bathe before going to the fight. And we had been at the car show all day. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, I said, well, I guess we got to go with a dirty booty to the fight. I said, here we go. And so, hurry up and get ready because, you're on other people's time. You can't be late when they have cars ready for you and you got to go. So we did that. But let me tell you something that was so G. So we moved down to another room the next night because only the first night was comp. And I was not going to pay $2,500 a night for a hotel. Just saying, y'all. So we went to the other side, which was way better. It was weird. I don't know why they didn't put us over there. Like, it was in the VIP section. There's like not all the noise that, is happening over here. I don't really know why we weren't over there to begin with. I would have liked it over there, to be honest with you. And it was way cheaper over there. But I mean, I guess I wasn't paying for the first night. They were. And I guess they were trying to put us in like a badass suite, which was dope. I mean, it overlooked like the city. It overlooked the pool. It was dope. But when we went over there, what was I going to tell you that? Shit, what did I tell you before that? Damn, I done lost my train of thought, y'all. Damn, why was I telling you about that? I don't even know why I was telling you about that.
I don't know. So they had the extravagant one y'all were staying in, and y'all went to the other one, which was like...
Oh, that's what I was... So when we were leaving to the Lowrider show, they were like, your room's not ready. I was like, okay, well, my stuff's up there. They're like, oh, you can leave your stuff, but you're going to have to pay $24 an hour until you come back. I was like, wait, what? And I was like, no, I'm not paying you $24 an hour just because your room. And so I'm going back and forth. Bro, that girl, when you work with hotels, because you get so many rooms that are expensive, literally, she said like this. It was dope how she did. I was like, man, that's the kind of power I have. She gave them back. She gave them like this, my keys to the new room. They got to go figure it out. And when we get back, we'll fix it. I'm going to go to the VIP section though, because y'all don't know. So here you go. Pay him whatever he needs to charge you right now. So I did. And then he goes, when we come back, I'm going to fix it and your money's going to be back. He's like, this little boy don't know. Here you go. And we left. And I said, but what about my stuff's in there? He goes, get a bellboy, get her stuff and move it to the room she's supposed to go to. We got to go. It just went like this. Here are your keys. Handle it. I said, bro.
I thought I was a shark.
I was not a shark at all, bro. She did it so fire. I was like, what? I was like, Jessica. I was like, you are the GOAT. And she was laughing, And she's with her little blinged out chanclas, you know what I'm saying?
She's a great white.
Bro, I was like, holy mother, this girl is like, got it together. She said, figure it out. Get her stuff and figure it out. And call Josh, because I guess that's her contact person. So then I guess they're all talking. He calls her. She's like, yeah, your people. And she's like, telling him, no, don't worry about it. You got to remember they're dealing with like people who book celebrities there. So, that's who she works for. Mm-hmm. So they're not going to ruin that relationship when they bring their celebrities to
bringing in so much money.
So they're not going to say no to, they're not.
Business 101.
Exactly. So she was like, okay, no, don't worry about it. We'll get it handled. She's like, yeah, I know. I told him you would. And so he's like, okay. And I was like, oh my God. I was trying to tell Pete and he was like, what? He was all confused because, I'm trying to whisper and not say it like loud enough. And then I just turned around and I said, Jessica, when I grow up, I want to be you. And she started laughing. She goes, it's just real simple. Why can't they just fix it? It's real simple. And so she's like, saying like it's real simple. Like it's not that hard. She got him straight. Sure did. When we came back, all I had to go do is go to the VIP section where she told me to go. She goes, the girl was like, yeah, ma'am, I don't know. She's like, okay, just go get your manager, please. She sits down on the couch, doesn't even address the girl. And says, I'm not fucking with you right now. Like, I gotta go. So she went and sat down. She goes, get your manager. And the manager came, and sure enough, they fix it.
They just don't know. Well, I mean, it's that whole like totem pole thing of like, there's some people because the businesses they work with and stuff, they just have the cheat code. Yeah. Where it's like regular employees just don't know. Yeah. And they're just like, I just want to keep my job. I need a job. You know that, right? So I can't be doing this stuff. And it is easy, but it's only easy if you're bringing in a lot of money. So it's like, it's hard for them to kind of, well, how do I know which ones to let in and which ones not to do this for? And oh my God.
And then when she found out that I checked in the regular section, she goes, what? And I was like, well, what was that? She goes, there's a VIP lounge you go to. She goes, no, you don't go through here. And I was like, we're simple. Like,
Yeah.
you know how we roll. I save money where I can. And, I penny pinch. And, it's not the best hotel rooms for y'all.
We making it on a budget, y'all.
Yeah,
Sheet.
exactly. So, like, so it's just like, you went through the front? I'm like, yeah. The Ruby Tower's that side. When you get back, we need to go through the... It was just like telling me where we need to go.
She said it like Mean Girls?
Yeah, basically like, you don't know. I was like, no, I don't know.
Don't be basic.
Basically, yeah, don't be basic was exactly what I should have said. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Next week on Monday, well, when y'all get the episodes, it's on Wednesday, I will be having Melissa Pompa. I actually was one of their speakers at their Pompa Sister events that I told you guys about. She's a realtor, and I thought maybe, with the end of the year happening and people kind of wanting to figure out where they want to go, I thought it'd be great to have somebody who can talk to you guys about investing in like real estate, where the interest rates are going right now with real estate and all that. I thought it was a really good subject to kind of have. I know a lot of people have asked me like about rentals and how that works, but I thought maybe coming from a person who I think I want her to tell her story, because she bought her first rental in high school and had to pay it off by the time she graduated. So I thought that was a really cool story. So I thought she should come on and kind of talk about that. So she'll be on next week, so stay tuned for that. And so I'll have another guest who is running for the something for HIS. Oh, the trustee board, trustee of something of the HISD board or something. So I think she handles the money. That's what she's running for.
Treasury?
Something trustee, y'all. Sorry, I don't know, but I'm gonna get more info. I just asked her to send me. She asked if I'd be interested in having her on the podcast. I said yes, because y'all, I am reading this book that is called "Government Schools Are Bad for Your Kids: What You Need to Know." If you don't know about this book and you're a teacher watching me, you need to go read this book, because you might just want to change your mind about your profession and how they've just kind of set us up for failure. But that's all I got to say about that. If you want to know about that, I will be talking to my folks on my Patreon episode, which you can go to Patreon/Her Lounge Podcast to be a part of her world. Where we get into kind of these deep topics in there. So come on over and join her world. I'd love for you to be a part of that. So thank you guys so much for listening. I will see you guys Friday. Bye.